Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone, and welcome to Nurture with Qur'an podcast, a space where I share real and honest talks plus conversations on building connection with Allah, practicing gratitude, mindfulness, productivity, and everything in between towards becoming a better version of you. I'm your host, Sharifa, the founder and creator of That Deen Mom, a Quran teacher, speaker, and a homeschool mom. Tune in with me every Friday morning for thought-provoking conversations that supports your dream of becoming a wholesome and nourished Muslimah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sis. Welcome to today's episode of Nurture with Qur'an podcast. I'm so excited to have you here. And today we want to talk on whether one-to-one Qur'an mentoring or a group class is the best for you. So when it comes to learning the Qur'an, there are so many options you can learn it. Alhamdulillah to technology, because before the advent of all these online trainings, online coaching, online mentoring, online teaching, creating of digital products, creating of courses, you barely just have to go to school and learn. You have to go to any center to acquire any skill. And for Quran, you equally need to go to a madrasa, a physical madrasa, before you can learn. But alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, we are now in an era where it's possible for you to sit in the comfort of your home and learn and master how to recite the Quran with the correct tajweed from anywhere. Your teacher can be from anywhere, you can be from anywhere. The only required thing would be the gadgets and the internet connection. So once you have a phone, a PC, an iPad, something you can use to learn, and then you have an internet connection that could connect you to your teacher, then you are good to go. This is so much relieving to the ear, of course, especially for those that are living in areas where accessing madrasa isn't easy, maybe proximity or whatever the reasons would be. So alhamdulillah. But before I even go deep into which one of those two methods of learning would be good for you, we have to talk about the downside of all of these things. I mean, having that access to learn Quran from the comfort of your home, as much as it has its own advantage, it equally does have disadvantages. Because unlike when you have this physical feeling of learning the Quran, you are in the midst of people, there is community. Of course, these things can still be replicated online, but we tend to slack off easily when we're learning online. You know, for physical training, it means that you are so committed to stepping out of your house every single day to go to madrasa. Whereas with online, you are staying at home. And with physical learning, you can come, take whatever you want to learn from your ustaz or ustada, and then you can go sit in a place at still in the same premises. You can sit in a space and then use the time to read and revise before you go home. But with online, as far as they're done teaching you and you're done submitting what you want to do for the day, then you're going. So this looks so much like ease, but at the same time it has a lot of disadvantage because you have to be extra committed to what you want to achieve. You have to be intentional and be disciplined. Otherwise, it's very easy to slack off the wheel with online learning. So because of that, you need to be extra disciplined when it comes to learning the Quran online. And now let's talk about whether, if you're learning Quran online, whether one-to-one is the best for you or group learning. Should you even opt for one-to-one learning? Now I have a couple of things to say on this because our personalities are different, the way we learn are different, how we do things or experience things or process informations, and our thoughts patterns are different. So that brings me to why one-to-one Quran learning might not be good for everyone, and why group learning as well might not be good for everyone. Now let's go into it. If you are someone that you love to learn in a group of people, you enjoy being together, you love that community, you want to network with people across different backgrounds, different backgrounds, different culture, different way of life. You just want to have this experience, then you will look at group mentoring. But like every other learning, Quran is actually slightly different because from my experience teaching Quran the past few years, I've noticed that people have these reservations when it comes to learning the Quran, like they don't want to be judged, or many people feel judged when they are in a class and they are not up to par with their classmates, or they are in a class with children. Because like in madrasa, they don't group people where I learn according to their age. They're grouped according to your level of recitation. So if you're a 25-year-old, you can be in the same class with a 10-year-old, or even a 10-year-old can be in a higher class because of the child's level of Quran and your own level. So it's not about grouping people according to their age, but do it according to where you are in your journey. So this actually makes it a bit difficult for a lot of persons, and I feel like being in the same class with children will make them feel shy. They don't want to talk in class, when they say read, they don't want to read because they don't want to make mistake and have these children laugh at them, or have these children make jest of them. And all of those things that comes from being together in a gathering and learning. So they have these reservations. So these are things you might want to consider. Of course, you might be in a class, even if it is online, and then the teacher is grouping according to level. That means that there's a wide age gap or age range that will be in the same class. Like you have people of different age in the same class. So despite being online, things like this might still occur. And I've known quite a number of people that they have been struggling for years to learn the Quran, but they still keep struggling, not because there are no teachers to teach them or anything, but because they just feel like they have this mind of people are trying to judge them, the teacher is trying to judge them, the teacher is trying to be like a perfectionist. These are personal problems which you even need to address internally with yourself before going out to seek knowledge. But unfortunately, it's not everyone that have the understanding that this is actually a problem from their side. They push it outside and make it look like it's the people, the environment, or whatever. They don't want to take responsibility, so they try to put the fault outside. So if you are this kind of person, what I would even advise first is to actually have some reflections internally on why you find it difficult and why you think you are being judged for making mistakes. Because the goal is not actually to read Quran so that people can be like, wow, Look at that beautiful recitation, because intentions really matters in our act. So your intention shouldn't be because you want people to admire your recitations, or you want people to kind of like praise you when you read Quran very well. It should be because you want to learn the word of your Lord. It should be because you want to strive to come closer to Allah, and you're doing that through learning His words. So it shouldn't be for any other source. So that way you don't feel too bad, because you know that what you're actually trying to achieve is beyond what people laughing at you could make you stop. So it's stronger. The reason why you are learning is stronger. But even if after everything you still feel like you're introverted or you're shy or whatever, that you cannot cope with a general learning settings, then by all means you should get one-to-one Quran mentoring. Because some other reasons why this might not be feasible for a lot of persons might be the cost of hiring a Quran teacher or a Quran mentor to teach only you. You know, the cost implication cannot be compared to when you are learning in a group settings. So these are things to consider. So if you have the means to get yourself a personal Quran teacher that would attend to you and you alone, and you think that would benefit you, by all means give it a go. Give it a try, because the end goal is to learn how to read the Quran. But like if you are someone with a bubbly spirit, you don't mind, you can take constructive feedbacks from teachers, from classmates. You can bear even when someone is being rude to you or anything. You'll be able to handle situations like that very well, and not let it cause chaos in a class or lead to cold attitudes like that. All of those things, because we actually manage emotions and like that. When someone is being rude to us or talk down on you, all of these things, we process them differently. Why some persons can stay calm despite all of these things, others cannot bear it at all. So it's very important that you actually check in with yourself to see what your boundaries are, what you can take. And these are things that you can use to actually look for teachers. There are group learnings that are people of similar age range, okay, like something like teenage class. So you know that everyone in the class is actually teenage, within the age range of teenage, while mothers on the same mothers Quran learning class, you know that everyone there, they're actually mothers. So you can look for group learnings like this if one-to-one learning is not feasible for you. But the most important thing is that you understand yourself, you know what your boundaries are, you know what you can take, you know where you thrive, either in a group learning or in a one-to-one settings. One important of learning in group that we cannot miss is the challenge that it comes with. You know, everyone is striving to get to it. Everyone is just striving to become better. So you see that you're not actually alone in this journey. You have other people with you that are striving, and then it makes the class so fun, because with one-to-one learning, the progress is just you and your teacher. Your teacher is just noting your progress. And maybe the teacher can just give you advice, stories, and all of those things about others that are doing well. Like when you're seeing it, that, oh my God, this person, you know, there's this kind of ginger, this kind of like the way it just gets you to like, I need to be serious, you know, I need to be serious. I'm slacking if I'm way behind the class. Things like that, it encourages you to actually take on challenges and strive to become better. But if you feel like all of these things you can do it, you're a very organized person, you're disciplined, you're highly motivated, you are so ready to do it alone on your own, and you believe that that would give you the result you want, it would give you the progress, by all means go for one-to-one Quran learning. Otherwise, you can go for both. Go for group. So the key here is to understand yourself. No, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. That's very important. You need to be honest with yourself. So, and then you can look out for what will best suit you. You can actually start a group and say that, oh no, I don't really think this will get me to where I'm going. You can now decide to maybe talk to the teacher and you move from the group to one learning. So it's about also trying to analyze, reflect, be honest with yourself. Try your hands on the group. If it doesn't work for you, go for one-to-one. If you go for one-to-one and you see that the motivation is not really there, the challenge is not really there, you're not really taking it serious, you can just challenge yourself and allow yourself to get out of your comfort zone and go join the group class. The end goal is to learn the Quran and perfect the recitation with tajweed, and that's what you should be after. Every things that comes on the way might be just challenges and experiences that are just temporary. Once you get what you want to get, everything doesn't matter. It's the knowledge and you have it already. So sometimes taking that extra caution to like exercise patience and just bear it all might be what you even need to get yourself up and running. So yeah, that will be all for today. I don't want to take too much time. See you again next Friday. Assalamualaikum. Jazakillah khairan kathiran for tuning into today's episode of Nurture with Quran podcast. I hope that today's episode has inspired you, motivate you, or teach you something that could help you become a better version of yourself. If you love what you listen to today, please leave me a review on Spotify and follow the podcast so you don't miss another episode. Don't forget to share with your friends, family, and loved ones. I honestly appreciate your support towards growing this show and reach as many Muslim women as possible. And finally, don't forget to check the descriptions for any links mentioned in today's episode. Assalamu alaikum and see you again next.